The invisible monopoly. If you have tried to upgrade your computer's memory lately, you've noticed something terrifying. RAM prices are completely out of control. But this isn't just normal inflation. You are experiencing the direct result of one of the most ruthless, tightly controlled monopolies in the history of technology. When you buy a stick of RAM for your PC, you think you are buying from brands like Corsair, G, Skill, or Kingston. But those companies don't actually make the memory chips. They just buy them from the real kings of the industry. Today, 95% of the entire world's DRAM memory is controlled by just three companies: Samsung in South Korea, SK Hynix, also in South Korea, and Micron in the United States. This is an oligopoly. They don't compete to give you the lowest price, they compete to see who can control the supply. And right now, they are squeezing the consumer harder than ever before. But why? The answer lies in a shiny new gold rush that is literally eating all the world's memory. The AI black hole. To understand the RAM crisis, you have to understand what artificial intelligence actually needs. When you play a video game, your computer uses standard DDR4 or DDR5 RAM. Think of standard RAM like a two-lane highway. It's fine for everyday tasks, but it has a speed limit. AI models, however, are massive. Training a neural network like ChatGPT requires moving unimaginable amounts of data instantly. A two-lane highway causes a traffic jam. AI needs a 16-lane superhighway. This superhighway is called HBM, high bandwidth memory. HBM is incredibly complex to manufacture. It requires stacking memory chips vertically like a skyscraper and wiring them together. Because AI companies like Nvidia, Microsoft, and Google are buying HBM in absolute bulk, the big three memory manufacturers had a choice. They could keep making cheap, low-margin RAM for your gaming PC, or they could pivot their entire factories to make HBM for AI, where the profit margins are astronomical. They chose AI, and your PC build is paying the price. The deliberate shortage. Here's where the corporate strategy gets ruthless. Memory manufacturing is all about wafer capacity. A factory has a finite amount of silicon wafers it can process every month. Because the big three shifted so much of their production lines to make HBM for AI, the supply of standard DDR4 and DDR5 RAM for regular consumers plummeted. But it wasn't just an accidental shortage. In the semiconductor industry, when supply drops, manufacturers intentionally cut overall production to keep prices high. This isn't the first time they have done this. In the early 2000s, these exact same companies were hit with massive global fines for illegally fixing DRAM prices. Today, they don't need to illegally collude. They just use basic supply and demand. By artificially restricting the supply of standard RAM while AI demand sucks up the rest of the factory capacity, they force the price of your memory to skyrocket. They are effectively taxing the consumer to subsidize the AI boom. The consumer pain and the DDR5 trap. So, what does this mean for you? If you are a gamer, a video editor, or a PC builder, you are trapped. A few years ago, the industry was transitioning from DDR4 to the newer, faster DDR5. Normally, when a new technology comes out, the old tech gets incredibly cheap. DDR4 should be dirt cheap right now, but because the big three are cutting production across the board to protect their profit margins, even last generation DDR4 prices are creeping back up. Meanwhile, DDR5, which is supposed to be the new standard, remains stubbornly expensive because the factories that could be making it are too busy making AI memory. Motherboard and CPU manufacturers are caught in the crossfire, forced to design systems around whatever memory is available, passing those inflated costs directly down to you. The dream of building a cheap, high-performance PC has been temporarily canceled by the AI gold rush. The future of memory. So, when will the RAM crisis end? The harsh reality is, not anytime soon. The big three are announcing billions of dollars in new factory investments to build more HBM and standard memory. But building a semiconductor fabrication plant takes years and requires thousands of highly specialized engineers. The supply cannot catch up to the AI demand overnight. As long as tech giants are racing to build the most powerful AI models on Earth, they will outbid you for memory chips every single time. The era of cheap, abundant computing memory is over. We have entered an age where the physical hardware of the internet is being hoarded by artificial intelligence. The next time you look at the price of a simple stick of RAM, don't just see a computer part. See the physical cost of the AI revolution.